new Earth, and that because of...
Okay, sorry, that was some Enoch shit, but I just saw something on my fucking feed on YouTube that made me laugh so hard. Because it said, Hunter shot by dog. I'm like, what? Hunter Biden was shot by his dog? I look further at the story. No, that's just a... That's just some hunter that was shot by his hunting dog. Okay, well that's way less funny and conspiratorial. But now my head is just racing. Like, what if Hunter Biden was murdered by his dog? Like, do you know how many conspiracy fucking whistles would go off for that goddamn thing? Jesus Christ, please, please, dear sweet baby, Trump-like Jesus wrapped in swaddling cloth with your orange hair, please let Hunter Biden die when his dog shoots him with a hunting shotgun. That would just... Please, please, it would be so funny. Anyway, I'm smoking and back at the house now because I've been out fucking around and I was getting car parts and shit. And the AutoZone dudes like my car. The one that was helping me fucking put in headlights and shit was kind of cute. A little bit chubby. A little too chubby for me, but red hair. He was digging on it. You know, I'm building a shaggin' wagon / hunting mobile. Most men really, really dig this. If they like fucking things that have penises that are girls, like, I'm a catch, really. Like, all I really want is just to have a nice enough house that I feel nice when we have sex. And to me, that could be a romantic cabin in the woods. So, like, I'm a really pretty free-spirited lady. Anyway. They dug the van. When I told them it was straight piped and I had it well over 100 miles an hour, that got me points. And I told them I was planning on lifting it and that it was camoed because, like, I was going to be going deer hunting and shit and, like, plus the end of the world and Mad Max, and I explained the varied reasons why that thing's painted, and then added on at the end road rage and cops. And they're like, what about cops? I'm like, well, either they think you're scary looking because they're a pussy, so they don't pull you over, or they get that is exactly what they would do to a cheap ass car if it had shitty paint. Ergo, probably someone that is just a cool dude, so they leave you alone. This is why you should fucking paint your car like this. No shit, like, go for fucking God's plaid. It's the God's plaid effect that, like, makes people think that you are on the side of God and not a brigand or a criminal. There's a little bit of, like, the wind and the lion in this, because, like, I intend to fucking ride around this town like I'm a fucking outlaw fucking motorcycle gang or some shit in a fucking fucked up minivan. I'm just gonna see what happens. I expect somebody at some point might take offense. I'm just shining people on, I guess, at this point. I got tired of getting road raged. No one road rages me now. You know, can't say too much about me not doing it to other people occasionally, but if I do it to you, you started it. And you started with that car, like, fuck you. I've made it very clear that, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna road rage you. I might as well have hung a sign on that car that says, $50 a day, no questions asked, we'll road rage anyone you want. Be funny. I really should hang a shingle on the side of that car that is my services. $50 a day, no questions asked, and then have a list of shit. Like, include blacksmithing and carpentry and I don't know. We'll have to, like, find a clever way to say that I am a lady of ill repute. I really want a helicopter for my end of the world vehicle because I want to have a fucking house of ill repute in the sky. So imagine my car, but a helicopter that hopefully has a pilot or can fly itself. And actually, it needs a pilot and the ability to fly itself. But that's, and the pilot should hopefully be like 6'10" and hung like a freak show attraction. I like what I like. Half of the thing that regular men don't understand is I am not trying to attract you. Not that you are not good enough. There's some woman with a vagina that would just fucking love to have you, probably. Your Aunt Ray Ray is kind of an anal hoe bag and likes really big dicks. And as such, I'm 6'5". I like guys that are taller than me, so sue me. I think most chicks are that way. I just happen to be really tall. And, like, not that you can't have a short king or whatever, but, like, again, freak show attraction. Like, I don't really care for tripods that much. Like, I'd rather you be more functional than that. Although it would be interesting to fuck a man whose dick was as long as his legs. That's the other thing, is, like, most dicks are not that long, so it's really short legs, and I have really long legs. And, like, this is a problem of, like, geometry and shit. Fucking geometry, You guys, the math has to work out, honey. Like, we can have way better sex if your dick is at the height of my ass. Like, that just makes sense, right? And, like, this is what you should look for in a woman. And this is, like, the shit that I think... Why don't your dads tell you this shit? Or your moms. Something. Bunch of fucking... The whole fucking world doesn't ever want to talk about sex. In reality, like... It's a thing. It's the reason that you are with the fucking person that you're with. Like, it's not the whole reason, but it's a part of it. Like, human beings are sexual beings. You have needs. Figure out what those needs are and marry a bitch and or guy that fucking has those things. And, like, a lot of people are like, but you date trans women and that's like a lesbian thing and that doesn't make sense. Honey, lesbians are like... Imagine having a boyfriend that is really, really cool with the idea of wearing a strap-on. Like, that's no mystery there. I think that's why so many trans women end up together. Is because, like, two anal hoe bags meet and, fall in love. It's a way to go. I certainly had fun. I highly recommend the whole lesbian thing to any trans women that are listening. Like, I trusted that woman implicitly. I still trust her. We think the same about everything. When she left my house, she could have taken anything she wanted. She took what was hers. And only hers. And this is why eventually, like, she left some shit here. I'm going to drop it at her grandparents, and there's going to be a bag of shit in that for her. And it's not complete yet, but... I like her. I still like her. I don't think she'll ever like me again. I don't know. The bag of shit might change her mind. It's going to have, like, guns and gold and jewelry and fucking... I'm just gonna put it in there and not say a goddamn thing. I'll send her a text, say, be sure to look through all that shit I left at your grandparents. Like, be really sure I put something in there. Like, say that. I wish I could get, like, something crazy to put in there that she would like. I'm not gonna say what that would be, but like, it grows in Colombia. I'm not really into that shit, but like, it's one of those things that she's into it. She's never not going to be into that. You know, it's sad, but it is what it is. It's sort of like if you know somebody loves chocolate. Like, this is why I'm the perfect girlfriend for her. Who else on earth but me would fucking try to find something like that to put into a fucking gift bag to leave at somebody's grandma's house? You know, I still want her to marry me. I think I will want that bitch to marry me for the rest of my life. It's pretty much what broke us up, was that I asked her to marry me a couple of times. She said no. And she left. You know, it's one of those things that, like, I'm glad she did, because at least then I know I'm not wasting my time, I guess. But, like, it's sad that she doesn't get how hard it is to find someone that you can click with that well. Especially when you have political views that aren't 100% the same. Like, it made planning for the future very difficult. It's like half of my thing was, bitch, let's get married, let's get dual citizenship, because you have it with England already, so we'll get it for me. And then once we have that, we can pretty much travel anywhere in the fucking British Empire, right? Just by going. Let's go do all that shit. You know, save up, trip to Scotland, save up, trip to Gibraltar, save up, trip to, I think Malta's still in it. Like the Falklands are still in it. Like, pick all the places that you can go. I think maybe, like, Canada and Australia are open. I don't know. I don't know what the laws are with that shit, but it's probably way easy to get in there if you have British citizenship. Like, especially the ability to say, you know, pip pip cheerio, love, how are you? And whatever, and hand them the British passport instead of the American one. Dude. To be clear, I also see the advantages of joining the French Foreign Legion just to get the French passport. Ray, am the reason why they make it more than just a couple of years to get the French passport. And the French Foreign Legion, you go in for 4 years or whatever, right? That doesn't get you the passport. It's like an 8 or 12 year thing where they give you a new French identity and French passport and whatever, and you are new, reborn as sovereign citizen of France or whatever. The advantage to that is you go do that and get that credit built up with France on top of, like, having dual citizenship somewhere through something like that. Now you've got like 3 fucking passports that are legit, issued by fucking real governments. And here's the thing, is with the trans woman thing, you can definitely play the game of changing the names on the passports. Build whole identities around them. You know? Be a hell of a way to go. Like, the French Foreign Legion thing would have been difficult for us, but for some of you listening, that's a legit thing. That you go give France 10 years of your life, you'll get a passport. It's a handy thing. Not to mention, as a fucking legionnaire on the fucking open market as a, what's it called? Mercenary. You get quite a bit of money. You get as much as, like, the SEALs and shit. Like, they have quite high standing in the world. They're considered to be crazy brave, and what you're paying for when you're paying for a mercenary is someone to protect you. Basically. I always just hung around the mercenaries and sucked their dicks. A little more than that, but you know, I'm the cute one. It's my new plan anyway. Before I was just the weirdo no one understood. That was probably a better move. I probably get no respect there now. None. Not that I ever got any respect before. I always just kind of did my own thing. Half time, I was wearing overalls and a fucking, like, short brim boonie cap from, like, it was black. And I had it was handmade by, I forget who the fuck it was. Sangval or something like that. Bitchin' hat. Had an orange reflective panel on the inside. Like, it was handy. Had a little hidden pocket in it for shit, too. It's the hat that, while I was doing jury duty in downtown Tulsa, it occurred to me that basically I could put something in that pocket and just, you know, show them that my hat is empty by lifting up the hat, put the hat back down, and probably walk into that place with a fucking 38 if I wanted to. Like, I guess that was something metal detector, right? But, like, you could at least, like, put a plastic fucking dagger in there. Something like that. Hats with pockets. Pro tip. I don't know what this is about anymore. I didn't really know what this was about when it started. But, the fucking car dudes were funny. I told him that I was going to get bigger wheels and tires and lift that minivan. He just started laughing. He's like, the way you said that, he's like, yeah, like, that's a normal thing. Like, that's the thing people do. I'm just going to lift that minivan. Like, I explained, I'm like, it's a 6-cylinder truck that has a really low, weird body on it. Like, I don't have a good plan, really, for what I'm going to do right now, but I think it needs a little bit of a lift, at least up to, like, pickup truck height, so that it clears shit. And at the same time, probably have some sort of suspension done on it, too. Like, I don't know. Maybe do a combo. I'd probably just take it to somebody that does custom off-road shit and tell them kind of what I'm doing and that I'm willing to paint their name on the side of the van. Maybe. See how good of a deal they'll cut me. How much will you pay me not to paint your name on the side of this bitch? That's probably more like it. I just think it's funny that at its core, it's like a shaggin' wagon. I like to picture this as Major Houlihan's car from MASH. It's my role model. I always loved that bitch. Grr. You've never seen MASH, never seen Major Houlihan. She's blonde, stacked, like mid-30s to 40, depending on when in the show it was, and like a fucking tiger. Not to mention that she just like bangs everything that moves. Like every general that comes into town fucking bangs Houlihan. It's totally me too. I like dick. I like men. Like, that's one of the things, like, I wish that more women got. Like, if there's anything that, any part of this that's a message for women, it's this part, I guess, which is, like, there's a way to, like, be a slut and be powerful and be whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, you probably shouldn't be as slutty as I am if you have the capability of having babies. But at the same time, like, I think women should have sex. I think one of the big problems in our society currently is that, like, we've broken the male-female dating paradigm to the point that no one has sex. Or near no one. I think the group of fucking, like, incel people, that's growing. Currently, I'm voluntarily celibate. There's an app in my phone called Grindr that when I turn it on, 18 black men message me all at the same time every time. It's different black men every time, but, you know, I just think that's funny. I think it's funny because they're all really, really cute and really hung. And it's like having a fan club or something. At the same time, like, basically none of them are legitimately interested in dating me, but it makes it to where you have, like, dick on demand. If you ever, wondered what that was like. Dress like a girl just slightly. And go on Grindr. You'll get to find out real quick. I think there's just like a large portion of the world right now of men anyway, that just want to have sex with someone or something that's not going to try to take their fucking money or hurt them. Or take them to court about some bullshit. Which, I guess trans women are relatively safe. So if you can get over the penis thing, I really don't get why that's such a big deal to guys, but that's like, I was bisexual as fuck the whole time, still am. So, like, this is half of the thing, is like, to me, a transgender woman is like a perfect mix. Like, that's what I like. I like dick and tits. Okay. Well, like, as it turns out, like, I don't know. I like being a girl, A, and B, I'm attracted to other girls. So, like, I'm a lesbian? I don't know how that works. But, like, I was never really attracted to girls with vaginas. And, like, it sure is way fucking easier to get dates with trans women as a trans woman. I don't know what that's about. I could take some guesses. I think trans women are really defensive. As they should be. Although the Dick Parade app probably doesn't help that much. They need to have some sort of a dating thing for trans women, and really, they need to just have one dating thing for everybody, where it's just everybody mixed together, and you got, like, 3 groups. You have male, female, and other, and then you can set your preferences to what you wish to see. And, like, that way, if you want to see fucking, Zzer, Zim, Zoo, or whatever, you can see all those people. Or if you just want to see pussy, you can see pussy. Like, you should totally make it to where, like, it is a dating app, but it's like, imagine if you mixed OnlyFans, FetLife, Grindr, and Tinder, and just made one thing. I think that this is what we should do. Like, fuck creating a social media. I should fucking fix dating apps. Let's make one thing where everybody can just do whatever they want on their thing to sell their services. And, like, it can be everything from Match.com to fucking FetLife. Whatever you want to do. And then, like people will find each other. Life finds a way. Somehow I don't think that would catch on that much because, like, the straights would not like seeing the gays and yada, yada, yada. You'd have to make it to where, like, you put in a thing of, like, what you want to see, like, what you're definitely into, what you would like to explore, and what you're definitely not into, or something, and then, like, the thing filters it out for you. And that way you don't have to see, dick and tits all on the same human being if you don't want to. I'm still, like, I don't know. I was always attracted to that. Like, part of it was I felt this way, and the second that I saw any kind of ladyboy at all, I was like, huh. Well, that explains a lot. Continue. And then I saw someone that looks quite a bit like me. And they were hot as fuck. And I was like, huh. I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been like coasting through life a little bit, saving up shit to do this. Went and dropped off my resume at Dong's earlier today. And he gave me a fucking like form to fill out with a pen. That's all the same information I just handed him typed. I'm just like, huh. Okay. Oh, I haven't done that yet. Well, I'm going to end this here. I don't know what this was about. What do you think it was about? I like to think of myself as like the tactical Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Like we're conducting militia activities in a suburb in Tulsa. You know, we'll have to fucking meet the mailman and shit eventually. I'll have to come up with characters to occur on this show. I'll go smoke with my Uncle Justin tonight. That'll be our first recurring character. I'll see you whenever I'm smoking in my grandpa's garage with my Uncle Justin. See you guys later.